Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. Today we are going to talk about some myths and fact. Sometimes it can be hard to separate fact from fiction, especially when so many of the facts we've spent our whole lives believing are actually enduring myths and misconceptions. These common myths seem true because we've heard them time and time again. We may have even learned them from our parents, or been taught them at school. Nevertheless, it's more important than ever to call out the false facts that far too many people still believe, whether they're related to our furry friends or the current pandemic. And for more myths to dispel, let's get into the video. Despite the misleading name, peanuts are actually a type of legume. Though they're commonly served with nuts like walnuts and almonds, they are more closely related to clovers and chickpeas. Brown eggs are no healthier than white eggs. The color of an egg's shell is simply determined by the type of chicken laying them. And here's a fun fact: chickens with white earlobes typically lay white eggs. Since most dogs' tongues hang when they pant, many people think that's how canines sweat. But, according to the American Kennel Club, dogs' merocrine sweat glands function similarly to humans and are located on their paw pads. They also have apocrine sweat glands, but these are located all over the body, not solely on their tongues. The reason why dogs pant is to evaporate moisture from their tongues, nasal passages, and the lining of their lungs, which does help to cool them down. We all know that money doesn't grow on trees, but many of us believe that bananas do. Sadly, we're mistaken again. Though they may look similar to trees, the Rainforest Alliance says that the plants bananas grow on are in fact giant herbs related to lilies and orchids. You've probably heard someone say that lightning never strikes twice, but while this old adage is still used today, it's not true, at least not scientifically. NASA debunked this myth in 2003, reporting that lightning definitely strikes more than one place. In fact, it does so about a third of the time. Many parents will blame their children's rowdy behavior on an overabundance of sugar, but there's no actual evidence to support those claims. American Medical Association found that sugar in children's diets does not affect their behavior. Contrary to popular belief, and the idiom "as blind as a bat," these nocturnal creatures can absolutely see. Former executive director for the Organization for Bat Conservation told National Geographic, "Bats can see 3 times better than humans. So joke's on us." Knuckle crackers of the world can rest easy, at least on the arthritis front, because cracking your knuckles doesn't increase your risk of developing the painful joint condition. That cracking noise actually comes from collapsing gas bubbles. However, cracking too often may weaken the strength of your grip. It's true that a person's hair and nails may appear longer after their death. But, according to the medical sciences, that's only because the skin around a person's nails and hair retracts over time due to dehydration of the body, not because their hair and nails are actually growing. The difference between boiling water with salt and boiling water without salt is negligible. According to research, the temperature of salt water will get hotter faster than that of pure water, but it still has a higher boiling point, and the mass is still greater when you add salt to the same volume of water. This doesn't mean that the salt water boils faster. Though it is a commonly held belief that your muscles will cramp should you swim right after eating, this just isn't true, no matter how many times your parents said it was. Yes, the body requires extra blood in order to digest, but not nearly enough to prevent the muscles in your arms and legs from working as they should. Stepping outside in sub-zero temperatures right after you wash your hair might make you chilly, And it might cause your hair to freeze, but it won't get you sick. Colds are caused by a virus, and they don't care whether your hair is wet or dry. You cannot catch a cold or the flu simply from going out with wet hair during winter. According to the Stanford Solar Center, it is a common misconception that the sun is yellow or orange or even red. In reality, the sun is essentially all colors mixed together, which appear to our eyes as white. The reason we see the sun as yellow or orange most of the time is because those colored wavelengths, which are longer, are the only ones that make it to our eyes. The other short wavelength colors, green, blue, and violet, become scattered by the atmosphere, which is what makes the sky look blue during the day. Deserts are not defined by their temperatures, but by their lack of precipitation. And while most of the world's most famous deserts are indeed hot, there are some deserts that also experience brutal cold. Known as polar deserts, these arid areas can be found in Iran and northern Greenland. Yes, chameleons do have the ability to change colors, but the falsity here lies in why they do so. According to research, chameleons change colors to regulate their temperatures or communicate with other chameleons, not to camouflage themselves. While you may feel warmer when you drink alcohol, that's the booze and your brain getting together and playing tricks on the rest of your body. In reality, alcohol actually lowers your core body temperature. It's long been believed that if you were to pick up a lost baby bird and return it to its nest, its mother will reject it once she catches the scent of a human. If that sounds a little harsh, that's because it is. It's just another common myth. In general, wild animals bond with their young and do not quickly abandon them. Besides, a bird's ability to smell is still up for debate. No, your pup isn't seeing the world in black and white. Veterinarian Barbara Royal explained that dogs don't see all of the colors that we see, but they can actually distinguish between colors. You're hardly alone if you believe that when matadors wave those red capes to make bulls charge at them, it's the bright color that incites their anger. But, according to the research, bulls, like other cattle, are red-green colorblind. What actually triggers the bull's anger is the movement of the cape. And that's the end of the video. These are some of the common myths and facts. If you want to know more, don't forget to subscribe. Do you want to learn something new? Are you curious about stuffs? Then stay tuned. And do like, share and subscribe to Do You Know channel.